Hi guys, Ian here. Welcome to my channel and to another video. And today I just wanted to make a short video on why it's important to document your spiritual experience. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is why it's important to record your experiences, your insights, your learning in the form of either a meditation diary, or the witches would call it a book of shadows, I guess. A place where you commit your thoughts, your revelations, your insights, your whatever, your aromatherapy blends, if you are a practitioner of magic, your spells, your invocations, your rituals, and anything that comes to you by way of insight or experience. Now, why is that important? Well, if you're anything like me, you can't keep everything in your head all of the time, and I find that quite often I'm reading something or I'm thinking something and it will trigger something else. Like, I will think something came up for me in one of my meditations about that. I want to go and just check what that was. Well, if you haven't recorded it anywhere, then chances are some of it, most of it, or even all of it is lost. So I have learned the importance of keeping a record of my journey and my discoveries, and also it is a standard practice in within most spiritual disciplines that you get into the habit of diarising your experience. Now, myself personally, I keep a meditation diary, and I also keep a book of shadows. My meditation diary at the moment is electronic because I find that it's very easy to update it and even cross-reference it and search within it. My book of shadows is a good old-fashioned big heavy book. And I commit to it things that I think are significant. But apart from doing it for yourself, to be able to go back and re-examine your experience, there are other reasons as well, not least other people. Now, if you think of the great magical grimoires of yesteryear, and the things that much of the teachings of modern witchcraft, or even the Western mystery tradition, are based on, they wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the fact that people had written things down, that people had committed their learning to paper or to scrolls, papyrus, or to stone, or whatever, but they recorded it. And even those things that were passed down, via oral tradition, many of those things have ended up recorded, thankfully, so that we still have them with us today. So my meditation diary, for example, it will contain the date, obviously. It will contain where I am in the world. It will contain something about what's happening in my life at the moment, or rather, if there's anything notably different about it. It will contain what my meditation is about, or whether it is a passive meditation where I just allow whatever arises to arise. And it will contain afterwards, immediately after I've finished my meditation, it will contain my thoughts, my insights. And when I say my thoughts, I don't only mean my cognitive thoughts. It will contain any visual images that I saw, whether or not I understand them at the time. And I have developed the discipline of doing that every day, immediately after, not an hour after, not a day after, when much of the freshness has disappeared. Now you might argue, well, if your revelation and if your insight is so great and worth anything, it'll stay with you and you won't lose it. And that is true of many of those things, but not of everything that you learn and that you see. And I would argue that everything that we learn and that we see on our spiritual journey has worth, and so I record it. Book of Shadows, as I mentioned, I've got invocations that have come to me, aromatherapy blends, spells. Now with spells particularly, and with rituals, it's important to not only to document, what they were, but what the effect was on you, both whilst you were perhaps performing the ritual, after the ritual, and what the overall result of it was, whether you can see the result of your intention when you perform the ritual. So I really would encourage you to document, get in the habit of writing down and recording your spiritual experience. And what I will do, probably for my next video, I'll just I'll use an example from my meditation diary, so you see the kind of thing that I record and how it proves to be useful for me, further down the line when I go back to it to maybe refresh what it was that I learned or saw or understood from that meditation. And I just realised there's a great fly going around here somewhere in this room, so I hope that the buzzing hasn't picked up on the video. So just a quick video to encourage you to document. Okay guys, see you next time. Bye for now.